Well, folks, it's donation time again. Time to get me back on the road and headed in parts unknown and get things took care of that need to be took care of and all that googly gob. So, yeah, it's donation time again. So, I will leave you the link to my Cash App and PayPal below. And give with a generous heart, not expecting a return, and the gods and goddesses will bless you mightily for it. I have heard stories of people that gave very large donations, and the gods and goddesses bless them just unbelievable. That's what I'm hearing back, So, hey, now, of course, you're not supposed to give expecting a return, but it's nice when you do get one, right? But yeah, you give generously, and the gods will bless you for it. That's the way it's always been, and the way it always will be, as far as I know. So, but once again, it is donation time. I have a whopping $7, so it's donation time again, and we'll get back out on the road and get back at it and see where the road takes us, as the old saying goes. Gotta see where the road takes us, right? Also, too, let me quickly throw in there that someone that I knew on YouTube has passed on. She went by the name Northwest Jess, and supposedly she has passed on. So my condolences to the family, and hopefully she's in a better place. That's what we got to believe. And apparently she had a troubled past, and there was some complications and whatnot. So. But hopefully, like I say, she's in a better place and maybe even watching us and cheering us on and whatnot. But anyways, so yeah, my condolences to the family and friends and whatnot. I don't know if there's going to be any funeral services or how it's all going to be set up. I'm just catching the news myself, so. But I wanted to get on here and do a quick little video at the end of my videos. So, but anyways, y'all have a wonderful day. Better tomorrow. And a sobering thing has occurred. Makes you think, right? Makes you think of your mortality. Makes you think, hey, we're not on this earth forever, are we? No. And so, something to keep in mind, folks. We're not here forever. But anyways, back to the donations. Now someone asked me, said, what's the max we can give? The max you can give is $1,999. Now you say, well, why is that? Because if you give over $2,000, here comes Uncle Sam to take about 90% of it. But as long as it's under $2,000, it doesn't have to be reported, and I can retain every dime of that money. So please don't make it over $2,000. Make it about $1,500. That way you got a $500 buffer there. But yeah, I'll include my PayPal and my Cash App below, and then you just click on the link. You input how much money you want to give, and then it'll ask you for your card information or your bank information. You put that in, and then you're done. It really is that simple. It's pretty easy peasy. Someone just recently gave a very sizable donation, so I know it works. I know that my PayPal and Cash App works. So I mean, in fact, several people have given sizable donations in the past, and so I know it works. It works just fine. Like I said, you'll be given a number pad, and you just put how much you want to give. Make sure you use the period and the 00 at the end, so then you know how many dollars it is. But yeah, just use a number pad, and it'll ask you for your card information or your bank information. You put that in there, and then once you do that, you're fine. You're done. There is no fees that have to be paid. That's all done internally anyway. Even if there was fees, they're done internally. There is no special kind of code you need. None of this gobbledygook that the scammers will try to use, okay? You just input the amount you want to give, put in your card information or your bank information, and you're done. And that's it. You don't even need a Cash App account. Isn't that amazing? You don't even need a Cash App account. Now PayPal, I'm not sure. PayPal might be a little different. I don't know, but it should be very similar. You just put in the money you want to give, and just put in your information, and boom, you're done. So anyway, that's going to do it for me. Y'all have a wonderful day. Sobering day now, obviously, with the passing of someone that I knew. But, it just shows us, nobody's guaranteed nothing, folks, right? This person thought they were going to be around forever. Well, I'm sorry, but forever's a long time, and we're not guaranteed that, are we? So anyways, y'all have a wonderful day, and a better tomorrow. Bye.